The world's preeminent business growth expert, Jay Abraham.
Jay is not you.
Jay showing you how to find more money. He's making it rain.
This is a man that you cannot afford to be without.
1-800-88-12345. This is the ultimate entrepreneur with Jay Abraham.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Jay Abraham Show today with me, Bruce Buffer. No better than anybody else, just trying to be the best I can be. Please enjoy my book, It's Time. Have a tear, have a laugh. Have knowledge that maybe you knew you had, but you don't have. It's all out there, folks. We're all trying for the same thing. That's to be successful. So let's support each other and be a team. Jay, you're a leader, man.
Thank you, Bruce.
I friggin' love reading about you, hearing you speak, the whole bit. I've idolized you for a long time, and it's an honor to be on your show. And these people should understand that when you open your mouth, you always have something to say.
Hi, it's Paul Durante, 1-800-88-12345. That's the ultimate entrepreneur hotline powered by Dial 800. Get more calls, more sales, more response. With a custom memorable number like ours from dial800.com, they have amazing customer service. World-class entrepreneur Bruce Buffer's on the show.
All business is the same. It's just the product that's different. See, people got to understand that. All business is the same. It's just the product that's different. Your rules of marketing, your rules of managing, your rules of motivation, your rules of passion to make your goals become fulfilled, it's a blank spot when it comes to the product. Now you put in the product, you apply the same rules, and you go for it.
Mr. UFC and your calls to Jay when we get back.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
At Score Big, you save on every ticket every day, and that's where you should go first to check on tickets, even events and seats you think you can't afford. All your favorite games and shows from the rafters to the very front row. When you name a ticket price, you save up to 60% off the box office price. On average, customers save 40% off the box office price. Here's how it works. You just find a game or a show you want to go to. Then you pick your seating area. Then you name a ticket price, and you get an instant answer. Score Big was created to make the fun of live entertainment more accessible for everyone. Did you know that up to 40% of tickets to events go unsold? Even events that most people think are sold out often have hundreds or thousands of tickets. On average, a customer who names a ticket price on Score Big saves about $80 per purchase and over 40% off the box office price. Save on tickets days, weeks, even months in advance. So the next time you want tickets, think big, save big, and score big at scorebig.com.
The world's preeminent business growth expert, Jay Abraham. Jay showing you how to find more money. He's making it rain. 800-88-12345. This is the ultimate entrepreneur with Jay Abraham.
My good friend and one of the most interesting personalities we're going to have on the show, Bruce Buffer, the official Octagon announcer for the UFC and one of the most accomplished and unusual gifted talents you're going to ever meet, is here for a very interesting, pointed interview. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Jay. How are you? Thanks for the nice introduction. I appreciate it.
Deserved, and it's probably understated. So I want to talk about two separate things. You got an extraordinary book, and we're going to talk about it in a few minutes, but I'm just going to set everybody up. It's called It's Time, and it's one of the most unusual, interesting, and thought-provoking possible. But I want to go through a little bit of what's unique about you and what has impressed me about you. And if you don't mind doing Rorschach, I'm going to ask you some questions, because every time you and I talk privately, I walk away very positively impacted by the depth and expanse of your understanding of entrepreneurship. So I'm going to take in a bunch of different areas, that if you don't mind, okay?
Yeah, go for it, Jay. No problem.
Okay, well, you have a context from the very beginning. You were part of basically mixed martial arts from the very beginning, and everyone thinks, oh, those lucky guys, it's so successful. But I think it's very interesting if you gave a minute or two to really share the impact marketing strategy and really mastery has to do with turning a dogged event into something rather remarkable, because I think that will help set the stage for what I want to talk about.
I think one of the first things comes out of people's mouths that have not experienced the true level of what it takes to be successful. And I don't mean just being the head of a CEO of a major company, breaking in millions of dollars. I'm talking about just, achieving the best you can be in anything, in any path that you choose in life, whether it's a busboy, a model, an actor, a fighter, a CEO, or, a car salesman. The bottom line is to be the best you can be, as the Marines always, so gratefully say. And, that instantaneous reaction is, oh, well, he's lucky or she's lucky. The trick is to make it look easy. And are there lucky people out there? Of course there are, because as I say in the book, and the bufferisms I point out there, life is like BSC. It takes ball, skill, and confidence.
I love that.
And you have to have that at every game you sit down to, whether it's a poker table or a business meeting or an athletic event. And, of course, you need that 10, 20% luck factor. We all need it. It's timing and luck. I don't care what you're doing. We all need it. So the magical combination of everything coming together and following passion and one's goals in life to achieve something is a mix and a flavorful mix you need to keep consistent all the way to getting to the point of being successful. And the thing is that once you get to that successful point, to me, that's when the hard part starts, because that's when you've got to maintain it.
People don't realize that. No, I agree. Stop for 1 second. I'm not being disrespectful.
No, it's okay, Jay.
But you have, and talk about 3 things I'm going to throw out. One, because you actually commented about how in the beginning they need to be masterful marketers just to get the sport really engaged in the marketplace, number one. Number two, people don't understand that you have 3 careers. You've got your UFC career, you've got your world-rated poker player, and it takes enormous, not just focus, concentration, but strategy. You're a great strategist. And then separately, with your brother and without, you have a multitude of entrepreneurial ventures. So throw out some bufferisms that will help entrepreneurs, business owners grasp the universal implications, and I will be grateful.
Well, I do a lot of different businesses, and, I've been involved with the UFC since it was a spectacle. Now it's a mainstream sport, and there's a huge story behind that, which I go into grand detail in the book. It's one of the most amazing success stories one can see, because in our lifetime, we've actually watched the sport go from creation to mainstream. I don't know any other sport that's ever done that in my generation.
My either.
And then I look at my brother, who I met after seeing him on TV during 1988 when he was coming out announcing the boxing, when boxing was getting huge in its heyday with Tyson and Duran and Leonard and Hearns and all the guys fighting, the great fighters back then, of which 3 of the people I just mentioned would definitely beat Floyd Mayweather in their prime, if you want to go into a side subject. But as far as what's going on there, then I saw this man come out, this debonair man with a James Bond type flair, and saying that famous phrase, which was then only famous in boxing, let's get ready to rumble. And I thought, who's this guy named Buffer on the TV? And I turned out to be my long-lost half-brother I never knew existed. And I'm 29 years old, finding out I not only have a brother, but I have a brother who I'm a fan of, because he's announcing, aside from surfing, my favorite sport in the world, the martial arts, which is boxing. So now I've got this, situation at hand, and we finally met. 4 years after we met, I sold 2 very successful businesses at a beach house at a $5,000 a month mortgage. I was making $250,000 a year back in 1993.
Having a good time.
Having a good time, Jay. And that money back then, which is good money no matter what, but back then that was like $750,000 or more in the ratio of what you could do with the money. I gave everything up, and I told him, I said, I'm going to make you richer and more famous than you ever dreamed. I want to trademark this phrase properly.
And he had not had it trademarked, right?
He had one trademark on it, Jay, but didn't protect it. He could have been ripped off tomorrow morning.
And he probably was.
And, well, we've been ripped off every month. People try to rip it off from us, but I have a fantastic attorney relationship where we literally squash violations of the Rumble every single month. It's they get settlements which actually pay the overhead for the ongoing business. That's another business I created out of it, and that's happening with its time now too. But to get back on this path, his words to me were this, Jay. It was like, well, how are you going to do that? I said, look, if I'm going to sell 2 businesses and give up this lifestyle I have with the money I have in the bank, I won't give up the lifestyle, because I guarantee you I'll maintain it. But if I'm going to do this, believe in me as I believe in you. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out. You just have to believe in me. Because here's the key, Jay. This is the bufferism I'm going to give you when I was going into this.
Okay.
All business is the same. It's just the product that's different. See, people got to understand that. All business is the same. It's just the product that's different. Your rules of marketing, your rules of managing, your rules of motivation, your rules of passion to make your goals become fulfilled, it's a blank spot when it comes to the product. Now you put in the product, you apply the same rules, and you go for it. And, of course, there are little differences here in different industries that we work in, but you really got to understand that. Don't be scared of the product you're representing. Don't be scared of the task that you're taking under. What you really need to do is ask yourself, are you passionate about it? Do you believe in it? And can you see yourself making money at it? Because I don't want to wake up every day and go, oh, I got to go to work, right? No, I wake up every day going, it's time. You know, the best day I've ever had. I'm going to live my life, which is my life by design, which is the way I designed it, and I'm happy.
And you do. And I've had some of the most stimulating and refreshing conversations with you because you really have clarity on what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how to do it for the maximum outcome that you want. So I want to ask you a question because we had a discussion a year ago, and it haunted me. I thought, this guy really understands strategy. He really understands the marketplace. He really understands how to get in the mind of what I'll call his consumer or the consumer of his client company. You want to comment a little bit?
Yeah, you know, there was a company, and there's a company out there, which is a direct marketing, or what a lot of people term multi-level company, called Herbalife.
Okay.
Right? Back in the early 80s when Herbalife started, in their very simplistic 3-tier marketing plan that they had, and in the products they sold, which were very standard nutritional products, Mark Hughes, when he was alive back then, basically had a protein powder, told everybody he was going to get rich selling it. And he made his money previous to that going door to door, raising money for charities and functions. Right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a door to door money raiser. The guy was a shaker and a baker. You know, he was a hustler.